are about to witness revenge. I mean, full-blooded revenge. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and this is Tokyo Ghost. If you don't want to be lost in the sauce, go check out my Tokyo Ghost playlist. It will be linked below. Now, let us begin. Picking up from where we left off with Decay and Led Dent finally making up their minds to live here, to have a family here, and they only had one rule: no tech. Sadly, when someone is having fun, there is always a demon in the corner hating. This demon finally decided to let his presence be known because he was honestly tired of hiding, revealing that he wasn't even alone. He brought bodies. This was a kill squad, but he made it clear, before you die, I think it's probably best I remind you of who I am and why I want you dead. You see, him and his friends were once chased down by Dent. They were the bullies from earlier who sought to make people's lives miserable. So as soon as Dent got the abilities he currently has, he went to work. With his bike, he made sure to crush two of them and turn them to red mist. The rest didn't get off so lightly. He ripped them apart with his bare hands. And now, you are going to get what's coming to you. Dent must have finally realized the gravity of this situation because he tried to protect his girl. You got the wrong guy, brother. But they didn't come here looking to just let him go. They came here to end his life. This was a kill squad. So he decided to attack first, and they were ready for it. The only problem was, Dent was no longer invincible or had his super speed and super strength. Nah, Dent was a normal man, and he got reminded of that very quickly. His girl, however, was still the shit, which is why she could handle herself on her own. But when they worked together, they were like a well-oiled machine. The assassins knew this, so they focused on separating both of them. They were very proficient at this. They almost got them. But the problem was their leader kept reminiscing about the past. He kept reminiscing about how he watched Dent rip his brothers apart and laughed while doing it. He was evil. He deserved to die. But Debbie didn't give a fuck. This was the man she loved, and she was going to protect him. She split a tree in half. Confirming it fell on their assailants, she tried to help her man, but one came from under the waters and knocked her clean. Dent took his arm for that, and as soon as she recovered, she took his jaw. But Dent didn't have eyes at the back of his skull because he got shot with arrows multiple times. The leader screamed, "Yes, we bullied you. But did we deserve to burn like that? Did we deserve to die like that? You laughed. Are you laughing now?" As he plunged his spit into his guts. Debbie saw this and almost lost her shit. Oh my God. Led, answer me. But he was still alive. He was a fighter, and he found his footing. And this time, he was going to take them down. First assassin launched, trying to strike, and he ate it. He took the shot, using the opportunity to grab his blade. Now he had two. With both blades, he stood his ground, facing off against three assailants while his girl fought two. He was good. He took skulls. But at the end of the day, he was so locked in, he wasn't watching where he stepped. And because of this, he fell. But this was a kill squad for a reason. They followed. They wanted to end him. And as he stood on the shore of a beach, he said, "Fuck this," splitting both assailants in half. He may not have the strength of Lead, but he still had some skill. But the third of them was missing. The third was right behind him, trying to strike him from behind. This time, he didn't strike true, because our boy noticed, blocked the attack, and responded with the kick. Now, with both of them ready to end the fight, they both struck. The assassin, however, landed a perfect hit, slicing his throat apart. Our boy, Led, was left to bleed. And while he was dying slowly, his assassin made sure he knew, "I had a brother. You roasted his face. Our mother was forced to wash him from his filth every single day. And one day he decided to end it. I want you to remember his face." But Led laughed and simply said, "I don't remember." With rage unquenching, he was about to end this fight. But the sensei appeared. "You have shamed me. I promised them safety. You go behind my back and break my oath. You have disappointed me. Now you will leave." He said, No, sensei. They will corrupt this place. destroy everything we have built. I will not let that happen. But she said, you don't have a choice. You are done here. Leave. As she turned around and tried to heal our boy Led. Sadly, she had failed to comprehend the lengths he would go to for his revenge, because mid-healing, he struck her, stabbing her straight through the heart. He was relentless, tossing her to the side like garbage. This pissed Led off. She saved us. She saved you, and you did that to her. I will end you. And he tried to, tossing and turning for a minute before he grabbed a rock and ended him once and for all. Sadly for him, they were no longer alone. He was instantly surrounded because this was where the master was. And seeing her corpse and just watching him dismantle a samurai they knew and loved, he was labeled the enemy without much information. He knew he was fucked. They didn't even let him utter a word before the arrows came. He lost his eye instantly. Multiple arrows impaled him and they kept coming. His best option was to swim away, but because of this, the deed was done. Their mission, unknowingly, was a success. They had killed the warlord, or rather, her own people had killed her, and he was being blamed for it. With Debbie arriving seconds later, they tried to blame her for this as well. But she made it clear, nah, we were almost assassinated tonight. Checking on the master, she realized she was still alive. They had to move quickly if they planned to save her life. But she was wondering, where's Led? Unknown, this same people had just shot her man full of arrows. He was at rock bottom. And as we know, he was an addict. And when an addict is pushed to the rock bottom, they find solace in their addiction. As he went back to the ship, he found the nanites. His inner thoughts were telling him, don't do it. This is a mistake. We promised her no tech. No fucking tech. But he was going through pain. He was dying. This was literally the only way to save his life. He had literally lost an eye. Finally, he succumbed to the pain and injected the nanites into his system. He was quiet for a while, but then it started to heal him. It started to energize him. He was back, and he had a mission to complete, because you see, the nanites could be controlled, and there was one man who always had the ability to control him. He heard him in his head already. Yup, that's right. Davy was in control. He had promised never to hack Led, but the game was over. This was reality, and now he was going to use Led to lay waste to the citizens of Tokyo, and he was going to do it like he usually does, because his name was Davy Trauma for a reason. He was going to cause trauma.